All right, so today your lesson is going to be on point-slope form. Now, we had talked about, first of all, we had spent a ton of time solving equations, but really we've only spent about a week talking about linear equations. So hopefully you've learned, or you've realized now, that linear equations can be written in several forms. We started off writing equations with x plus y equals 7, and you would solve for y. 2x minus 4 equals 8. So we've done a bunch of different things, but with linear equations we have an x term and a y term. And the reason those are linear equations is because the solutions are in the form of an ordered pair. So yesterday's lesson was about slope-intercept form, and that's just another way to write a linear equation. Today, we're going to talk about writing linear equations in point-slope form. So it's just another way, another form of writing a linear equation with the information that you're given. Okay? All right. So the point-slope form of an equation, of a line, is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. Now you should remember that the x1, y1, those are just an ordered pair. That's all that is. Those are just the x and the y term of an ordered pair. And then m is the slope of the line. So example A says identify a point on the line and then identify the slope of the line. So I actually have this equation already written in point-slope form. So you're just going to model y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. Okay? So look at your equation. The equation you're given for example A is y minus 3 equals 2/3 times the quantity x minus 8. So the first thing that we want to do is identify a point. I'm looking for the x1 and the y1, or the ordered pair. Okay? So I know from the model that 8 is my x1 term. And then I also know from the model that 3 is the y1 term. So the ordered pair, or the point on the line, is 8, 3. Now I just need to find slope. And remember that in this form, slope is the number in front of the parenthesis. And that is going to be the 2/3. So you were asked to identify a point on the line and the slope of the line, and here you have it. This is a point, and this is the slope. So you could actually graph that line given an ordered pair and slope. All right, let's do another example. Same exact thing. I need you to identify a point on the line and the slope of the line. So I'm going to write the model, y minus y1 equals slope, m, times the quantity x minus x1. Now the difference here is if you look at the equation, it doesn't say y minus 5, it says y plus 5. So I'm going to rewrite this equation, y plus 5 equals negative 5 times the quantity x plus 3, to look like our model. So I'm going to write y minus a negative 5 equals negative 5 times the quantity x minus a negative 3. So now I have this equation, this point-slope form equation, in the same exact form as the model, y minus y1 equals slope times the quantity x minus x1, okay? So my point, or the ordered pair in this, Negative 3 is my x1 term. And negative 5 is my y1 term. So the ordered pair, or the point in this equation, is negative 3, 5. And then the slope, again, is the number in front of the parenthesis, or the quantity, and that would be negative 5. Okay? All right. We can write the equation of a line given a point on the line and the slope using point form. So we're going to take the information, we're going to take a point and the slope and write an equation. So basically we're going to do the backwards of what we just did in the first two examples. So remember, I want to model the equation y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. Okay? I'm told what slope is. I'm told that slope is negative 3/4. And then I'm given an ordered pair, and I'm going to go ahead and label it x1, y1. So now all I really do essentially is just substitute or plug these in. So I'm going to use 2 to replace y1. So y minus 2 equals my slope, m, is negative 3/4 times the quantity x minus, and x1 is negative 5. But let's look at that. Do we actually write minus a negative? No, we don't. So let's rewrite this in the terms, or in the way that you would actually see it in a pre-algebra or algebra class. So y minus 2 equals negative 3/4 times the quantity x plus 5. Because minus a negative turns into plus. All right? Okay. So hopefully, I'll do example D with you, but I'm hoping that you're actually going to pause this video and try example D by yourself. It's the exact same thing. You're going to take the information given, the slope and the point of a line, and just write it in point slope form. Okay? So maybe you want to go ahead and pause me now so you can practice it yourself in your notes, and then unpause the video so you can see if you're right. So I have the model y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. All right. So again, I'm going to circle my slope so you can see that. I know that that's going to go right here. And I'm going to label this ordered pair, x1 and y1. All right. So I'm just going to substitute y minus, using negative 4 for my y1 term, equals, my slope is 4 times x minus a negative 7. Okay? Again, I want you to look at this example. We never, ever leave an equation with minus a negative, right? We all know how to chum or rewrite that. So when I chum these, you can obviously see that we should really rewrite this equation, so let's go ahead and do that. So really, if we were to write this equation in point slope form, I would have y plus 4 equals 4 times the quantity x plus 7. And that is a great answer. Okay. This is not acceptable. So if you leave it like that, probably I'm going to deduct a point. Okay? All right. The last part of your notes talks about solving a system of equations by graphing. Okay? So actually, in the video that I have that accompanies this PowerPoint, or the PowerPoint video that I have that accompanies this smart file, I actually have asked you, we're not going to fill this out yet. This is going to be an enrichment activity. So you're going to have a video that follows for the next lesson. So this E, F, and G in your notes, you're actually not going to worry about today. You're going to fill that out in another video lesson, okay? So make sure you filled out your notes. If you have any questions, make sure you write them down. You might want to pause or rewind so you can do this one more time. And I will see you tomorrow.